Miss Ichu, you said cha-cha. Are you serious? Because Tito Soto said it will be a cold day in hell.
That's what he says. But it's just one man, one vote at the Senate. And the Senate right now is composed of the majority administration of senators. And
Okay.
while we are busy and our attention is focused on the SEA Games, on the MWS's water, and all other controversies, the House quietly, overwhelmingly approved the Chacha resolution. It's supposed to be a joint resolution with the Senate, and so the senators were surprised that they were able to gather that much votes, of more than 200 votes of the House, to start the charter change initiatives. And whatever the Senate President is saying, he is just speaking for himself.
Okay. And please, I am making this clear. I am not accusing anyone. Okay. But you all know and you all have seen this happen in the past.
Yes.
Something like this will be rolled through Congress, big controversial legislation, and then Christmas, and suddenly everything is bright and
Rosy.
cheerful and rosy, and then we hear later that Bayong's 50 million peso gift checks came out, etc. Is there a risk of this happening? Sunny can't
Siguro,
be told.
hindi lang ba yun ang pera, no? I think it's a political self-interest. I mean, at the end of the day, if the senators aren't convinced by that term extension, they're going to oppose it. I mean, we talked about the mga datos kanina, di ba? That whole system of warlordism in the country. There's also a system of how elections work. And if the senators, at the end of the day, they don't need the money. They got lots of money. At the end of the day, if they don't think it's in their political self-interest, if it disrupts what they're accustomed to for 2022, I think they still will oppose that.
But it's
Remember
a
that-
separate house.
You know, and, well, in fact, yes. The mode that they have chosen, the House is chosen, is like an ordinary bill.
Yes.
That will go through the Senate as an ordinary bill. Now you have to remember that here, in essence, the old senatorial system will be abolished because you'll now have regional senators with longer terms, but regional. With 3 more terms, I think like 15 years they can do, but 5 years, but for three terms, and so they'll have. But these are going to be they'll have longer time to serve straight, but they'll be regional now. So
But
this will
then
not
it would also be
Oh well,
cheaper.
the senators, some of them will not necessarily win in the region because the region can have regional warlords, more regional people that can win, right? So it will be. I think it will be. I think the numbers. And there are 2 numbers in the Senate that has to be done. One is simply to approve the resolution.
3/4.
And then the 3/4 majority. 4/5 actually. 3/4 majority, sorry, not 2/3. 3/4
Okay.
majority. 3/4 is hard, I think. Majority is doable. But it will take a President Duterte to call each and every one of them.
How do you think
and then-
President Duterte will call this?
Oh, yes, has ways to the...
No, but will he say, go for it, or let's do this?
You know, the president has been very vocal in his campaign, even before he was mayor. He's going for federalism. But that is being set aside. And come on right now is the economic provisions. So some senators are very supportive of amending the economic provisions. So most likely than not.
So, am I correct? Sorry to cut you off,
Yes.
Ichu, no? But I just realized the Chacha was set aside. Federalism was set aside. They're coming out with a hybrid.
Yes.
A hybrid with the
regional
economic,
senators.
economic
Provisions and term extensions.
And then not just term extension, Tony. They're doing regional senators.
And regional senators.
So that is another form of federalism
Yes.
by legislation.
Yeah, but you know, I don't think any discussion about Cha-Cha will just be focused on economic provisions. In all honesty, a lot of our politicians, they don't actually know much about economics. They're going to be out after their political ambitions, political
Oh,
careers.
you're wrong.
they-
So that's going to be open.
You're wrong,
They know the
Sonny.
60-40.
Yeah.
You're wrong, Sonny. They
Okay.
don't know much about economics. How come all of them are rich?
That's business. That's where the problem lies. Economics is not
Precisely.
about
Different
business.
businesses.
Precisely, they want to remove the 60-40 provisions of the Constitution so they can have more business.
But to be honest, it's just that's just an excuse to change it for
Yeah.
political reasons.
Okay, but
because,
do you think it will sell? At the end of the day,
The public would buy it. The
I
public knows what our
I think
politicians are like.
it will be hard, but it's
It's a good
doable.
thing, I
By the way, there's another route that's even more dangerous than this, which is that if the Senate it doesn't move in the Senate, the House will just then say we're enough to change the Constitution, and they'll send it to the COMELEC for a plebiscite.
Okay.
That I think is illegal, but
Yes.
I'm not sure the Supreme Court will necessarily do a TRO. Because the Supreme Court may say, let the people decide it in a plebiscite.